Hello, magnificent human beings. My name is Landon with Yoga New Mexico, where we focus on empowerment, alignment, and strength. You are in the right place, capable and strong. What are we going to do today? Well, it is Virasana Hero Pose. And yes, I got a block because we might need this thing. So if you don't have a block, maybe like some towels or something like that, that might be able to help you. This class is, or educational piece, if you will, really gets into the details of how to get your butt down on the ground. Like if you are one of these people who have just like an inch of being able to almost like have their butt come down to the ground and you've been there for a while, this is the class for you. I really hope that after this one you can sink all the way down. And if not, I'm still going to give you some things to look out for and ways to amplify, modify, all those good things. So go ahead, roll out your mat, and I will roll the intro screen. So Virasana, our hero pose. Now, some folks love this posture, some folks think it's the devil. And I can really say that this was not one of my favorite poses for a long time because I just, it was very confusing to me. When teachers would explain it, they'd say, okay, so bring your knees together, separate your feet, and then sit all the way back. And I'm thinking, what? Like, how? It feels like my knees are gonna explode out of my body. So after, going through teacher training and everything, and then learning lots of little subtle things of how to help to come deeper into this posture, I enjoy it a lot more. So I want to share some of these things with you. Now, there are a few different ways to get into hero. I'm going to show you 3 different ones. The most normal one you hear, a different one, and then kind of like an extreme way. I might even show you a 4th one. I don't know. There's lots of ways to come into this posture. So here's the normal way most people say, right? Like let's say you're in tabletop, they say, okay, bring your knees together and then untuck your toes and just sit back into your hero pose. Now, what's interesting is you can't see this right now, but my butt's not touching. It's about like a half an inch off of the ground. It's really close, but it's not touching. And I think it's because I didn't do any sort of these little secrets or hacks or, things to help get your body to be able to accept the pose even better. So that's how most people say to come into hero. And I think we leave a lot of little things out when doing this. So come back up. And another disclaimer about this, if you're watching this video trying to come into hero cold, I would recommend not doing it. Like watch this video after taking a yoga class or doing at least like a 30-minute class to get you warmed up. Because if you already have trouble coming down, it's not going to help you if you're cold and not warmed up and trying to come down anyways. So short little disclaimer. But continuing on, yeah, that's kind of the most way I think people say to get into hero. Here is another way, which this way helped me a whole lot. So you're in your tabletop, right? Feet are untucked. Bring your knees together. And here's the secret, is to squeeze your knees. Like, these are your knees down here, your fists, my fists. My fists are your knees. And instead of just squeezing them together like this, is to have a gentle kind of like inward rotation. Like, when little kids have to use the bathroom and they're like kind of hunched forward and they're like, kind of like waddling really bad because they're holding it. That's kind of the same thing you need to do, because you want to have this inward rotation of your leg bones here. So tabletop, bring your knees together, and then do that inward rotation thing. You're going to notice your spine maybe starts to curl a little bit, and that's fine because this is just all preparatory stuff. We're not staying in this posture for a while. So knees together, and then like, oh, I gotta pee. Just like round a little bit. And then so you're really squeezing those knees together. So hold that and hold that squeeze as you sit down. And it's hard because the second we start going back, we want to stop squeezing our knees. But that's where the magic happens. Hold that, like that squeeze there for as long as you can until your butt comes all the way back. So check it out. Tabletop, knees together. Squeeze your knees together and like you're gonna round that back a little to help kind of get that sensation of those leg bones rotating inward, and then squeeze, 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 and then keep squeezing, keep squeezing, keep squeezing all the way back. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Move your calves out of the way, and then bam. Now my butt is actually all the way on the ground. I don't feel a lot of tension in my knees, maybe like 5%. It's very slight, nothing serious, and I'm relatively comfortable. That is the big secret that helped me get my butt to come all the way down. Coming back up. So I'm going to show you a modified version now with the block. And really the best thing is just kind of squeeze the block together with your ankles and then sit on back. And wherever you are in your hero, whether it's here in this modified version or whether you've come all the way down, you don't want to like hunch forward. You always want to grow and lift up. So you hold strong in your hero. And the best thing I can say also is practice, because it's going to take a while before, if you're really far from your butt being pretty far up to being pretty far down, it's going to take a while for you to be able to get it all the way to the mat. But you will take that journey much quicker and you will enjoy it more if you actually close your eyes and focus on those feelings and those sensations that are coming up in your body and in your legs. This is a pose, I think, often where we might get sharp shooting pains because of whatever reason. If that happens, back way off and try to come into it a different way, because that's like nerves screaming at you, and you don't really want that at all. Discomfort is cool, but the sharp shooting pain is not cool. So maybe you're on this level of your block, maybe you're on a higher level. Whatever it is, your journey is kind of to be able to get a smaller and smaller and smaller block until eventually, your butt can come all the way down. So that's the modified version. And then now here is kind of a more extreme version, because I never see this really taught, but I think it really helps us to focus on getting our knees and our legs to where they need to be so that you can come all the way back. And it looks weird, but just try it. Maybe this will actually help you. So lay all the way down on your stomach. So you're laying down on your stomach, and then you bring your legs together, but what you want to do is waddle your knees in. So again, it's this whole inward rotation of these leg bones, right? Like if you're laying down, you don't want your knees flat on the mat necessarily. You want like this outside edge to be on the mat. So you bring it in, and you bring it in. It feels weird, right? But it's this whole same principle of squeezing your knees together and getting that inward rotation of your legs. So walking them in. I know it's so strange, right? And you probably not be able to set your ankles down, which is okay. But from here, keep squeezing those knees together. Squeeze them, squeeze them, squeeze them. And then push all the way back into hero. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Push. All the way back. Don't do it fast. More kind of like a smooth motion, you know? And sometimes that helps. Because I think in hero pose, that's the thing that's really not talked about, is this kind of like inward rotation of our legs. Your knee joints aren't stretching. Like, joints don't stretch. It's how you position the other bones in your body to allow your butt to come down to the ground. Here's another way to come into your hero pose. So if you're sitting in your staff posture, come into a half hero, bringing whichever leg you want on back, trying to sit equally on your sits bones as best as you can, and then bring your other knee back. You're gonna have to pick yourself up just a little bit, so you kind of push over to the side, and then bend your other knee back. This has helped some people to come into hero pose as well, because again, it just kind of sets, you know, your knees and your leg bones up for success. Looking at it the opposite way, lean over to whatever knee is bent, and then bring it on back and sit in. So those are some tricks, hacks, tips, and everything to be able to get your butt to actually touch in your hero pose. Think about the inward rotation of your legs and squeezing those knees together. And that is what has helped most of my students to be able to come that last 1 inch. And you know what? This pose kind of depends on the day, right? Like when you wake up in the morning and you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, like, I look pretty good today. Or you look at yourself in the mirror and you go like, oh God, I should stay at home today. It's kind of like, you know, hero should have stayed home some days, but other days it's awesome in your practice. So I really invite you to try these tips and tricks, and go ahead and put some comments below. Ask any question you want. I'll get back to you. Let's have a conversation. Don't forget to subscribe. I want to say thank you to all the Patreon supporters as well. And from my heart to yours, you are a magnificent human being. You are in the right place, capable and strong. Namaste.